Hello, in this video we're going to look at how to create a Google form. Not a quiz or anything, but just a Google form, so maybe you want to use it to input information for parent contact, or if you just want to create a survey for your students. You're first going to start off with New and go to Google Forms. Okay, here you give it a title. We're going to just go with the parent contact. Once we do that, we can click here and it'll just fill that information in. So this is the title of our form. And down here you have your type of questions. Here are all the different options of questions that you have. You can do a short answer. So if you want to have them fill in their name, or you're going to fill in their name, whatever. Paragraph gives you more text to be able to put in. Multiple choice and check boxes. The difference between those, this is where they can only choose one option. Checkbox allows you to choose multiple, and then a drop down is just being able to choose from a list. You can add files, allow people to upload files here, have a linear scale, so like from a like it shows here from 1 to 5, and then you would label what those mean. A multiple choice grid. It's going to be more like if you have several questions that might have similar answers. So maybe several questions that have just yes, no answers. That makes it really easy for you to click yes or no on it, but you would want several. And then the checkbox grid is similar, but you can choose more than one answer. So we'll start off with a student, well, let's do a date in case. It does give you a timestamp, but in case you're not able to put this in right away, you can have an option of also choosing the date that you called and set up the format there. You can make it a required field, but if it's just you putting in the information, you may not necessarily need that. Here is to delete the question if you decide you don't want it, or this one is to duplicate it in case you want to do several the same and then just edit the new question. So we're going to add another question, and it's going to be student name. And since it's for you, you might want to create a drop-down list, and then that way you can just type in all of your students' names here. So then you have options to come and just choose and not have to continually type in the student's name every time. And then another might be parent or guardian. And that one's just going to be a short answer because you'll need to type that one in because it may be different every time. And then of course just whatever the nature of the call or whatever comments you want to make. So that would probably be something like a paragraph. Maybe even you want to know what type of call or contact. So that might be multiple choice, such as a phone call, email, note home, and you might always want to give yourself an option of other in case you've forgotten something to list here. So you can add whatever else you want to. So now we've got our information in here. You can make it pretty if you want to. Click here and change color, add pictures or whatever you want to do. The preview is the place where you can come and look at what it's going to actually look like. So the nice thing too about the preview is then you can copy this link and forward it to your phone or your iPad if you have one, and then you can create yourself a little shortcut on your phone so you can just always quickly tap into that and type in the information. So like I said, we've got it set up, so now let's get our responses set. You're going to now click on create the spreadsheet. It'll name it the same thing and then just add responses here, and you'll click create and it's going to create a new tab with your spreadsheet. Okay, so now I'm going to come to our preview one and just kind of type all of our stuff in. And so you can see what that looks like. Email. The other lets you click here and type another form of contact. And you can spell that out, whatever it might be, and hit submit. So now that we've submitted, we can come and look, and you see how that plops that in there. And this is a setting that I had set, so it automatically captures the email address of the person that is inputting the information. If you don't want that, you'll come over here to settings, and this does give you an option for a quiz. This is just a form, so we don't want to change that. You can manage how the responses are collected and protected, so kind of look through that. If you want to collect the email addresses, this is automatically turned on. If you don't really want that, just turn that off and it will take that out. So just kind of read through each of these and kind of see what information you want to keep available for yourself. Here's also collect email addresses by default. We can turn that off as well if you want. And just making sure we're looking through everything else. You might also want to not restrict to users. If this is a parent contact information and you're sending it to your phone, you might be signed in on your phone with your personal account, and that really makes no difference to you because this is just your data. So maybe close that. There will be other instances where you may want to keep that restricted to Henderson users. If it is restricted, it does require them to sign into their Henderson account. So just be aware of that as well. Let me know if you run into any questions or need some assistance.